This is your boy, Jon, and this is Daniel.
What's going on?
Hot take of Jon and Daniel starts right now. All right, Daniel, talk me through don't even talk me through the Patriots Jaguars game. Talk me through Tom Brady right now. Where does he sit all time?
I think he's the greatest quarterback of all time, easily.
Greatest quarterback or greatest football player? There's a difference.
See, my problem with the greatest player is,
I mean, it's not like basketball where every player
Exactly,
essentially does the same thing. Everybody rebounds, everybody scores,
so
everybody
it's hard
plays
to
defense.
gauge that. I think that
LeBron's the best, but hey,
I heard an interesting thing. Not gonna comment on what you just said. Here's an interesting thing about both sports where people talk about GOAT. I think we could say greatest at each position, right? Because if there's a GOAT, I think I heard something interesting. A GOAT team. Who will be the starting players on the GOAT team? So if we're going to make the best players in football, who would be the quarterback? Tom Brady.
People can argue Peyton Manning. People can argue John Elway. People can argue Montana. Even though I don't think Montana's that good of a quarterback, when you play with Hall of Famer on Hall of Famer.
I don't like to do hypotheticals much, but if you imagine if you put Brady with
that 49ers team,
right, where their defense is not going to...
You have Walsh coach them.
David Tyree is not pinning his head.
If Ronnie Lott is coming
over to kill him. Like, come on now. I mean, the 49ers had the Coughlin defense that beat Brady. If you think about it, all those pass rushers, Charles Haley, come on now.
I mean, the 49ers, to me, they were a great team so that Joe Montana didn't have to be as great of a quarterback.
And the thing when people say Dan Marino, yes, he had the numbers, but Brady has the numbers and the rings. Now, if we talk about Peyton Manning.
Montana had 2 Hall of Fame receivers. Can you name me one Hall of Fame receiver that Brady threw him to? I mean, he had Moss at the end of his career, and Moss was not Moss.
Yeah, and
Moss has been through the ringer by the time he got to Tom Brady.
Yeah, he could only run a couple routes.
He could run a vert and then,
deep post.
He embarrassed Darrelle Revis, and that's it.
So if we think about it,
I mean, you have Gronkowski, but Brady made Gronkowski.
Yeah, he was out of Arizona.
He was 3rd-round pick out of Arizona with back problems.
Yeah, it made Julian Edelman into we talk about receivers now.
Julian Edelman was a quarterback in college. Amendola was a practice squad player in the Rams, and Brady turns them into all-stars.
Yeah, I mean, and the receiver that he liked a lot, Mitchell, last year, doesn't even play.
The real question is if Brady loses the Super Bowl.
I don't think Brady loses the Super Bowl. And if he loses the Super Bowl, I don't think it's going to taint his legacy that much. I mean, I think people who dislike Brady or want to see something fresh in the NFL, want to see something new, are waiting for him to lose.
But losing to Eli Manning is one thing. But losing to Nick Foles' quarterback team, I mean, it's not like you're losing to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is arguably the most talented quarterback right now. If the Packers came out the NFC and Aaron Rodgers was in the Super Bowl, and he outperformed Tom Brady. Tom Brady's 40. Aaron Rodgers is 6 years younger. He's more athletic. Probably skill-wise, they're just as good. Brady's IQ is a lot better. But his IQ is probably a lot better than Mike McCarthy. But to lose to a Nick Foles QB team.
See, here's the thing. It all depends on if Tom Brady loses and Nick Foles just has a monster game like he did last week.
He's not going to have a monster game like he did last week. Let me tell you why. Belichick is at the rim of this defense.
So why are we even considering this?
But I'm saying if Brady can't outscore.
What do you mean? You just said.
It said the Eagles put up 14 points.
And you think Brady can't score 14?
Does that hurt his legacy if he doesn't?
Yeah, that would hurt his legacy if you can't score 14
in the
points
Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, if you get held under not 14 points, are you no?
I mean, Drew Brees lost his legacy in the divisional round game. Drew Brees had the game of his life, but he still came up short.
Yeah, because he got outperformed by Case Keenum.
And I'm saying if the similar thing
happens... That's what
I'm saying.
I agree. If Brady can't manufacture 14 points in a Super Bowl, then yes, it would taint his legacy.
Or what if it's a shootout and Nick Foles outshoots him?
By how much?
Same exact thing. Same exact scenario. The Eagles win on a miracle play from Nick Foles.
A miracle play.
Like the Saints won.
If he just gets beat by 7 points.
By 7 points, but it's pretty much, it wasn't a defensive game. It was quarterback versus quarterback. Drew Brees, Case Keenum won the first half. Drew Brees won the second half up until the last play of the fourth quarter.
See, that's where if it was different, See, Brady in the fourth quarter, it won't be. I don't think it'll be a situation where
I mean, imagine Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner has never lost. Never left the Super Bowl field losing. Last time he was on the field, he was winning, and he has lost all. Was it 3 Super Bowls or 2?
the next two, I believe.
I think he played in
He
3.
won. He beat Aaron McNair.
No, he does. I don't think Kurt Warner has a Super Bowl
He
ring.
beat Aaron McNair.
Kurt Warner doesn't have a Super Bowl ring.
Did man? I saw it on the documentary. He beat Aaron McNair. I didn't think it. I thought about it too. I was like, dang, does he really not have a ring? People always talk about how great he is. I know he lost to the Steelers. I know he lost to the Patriots, but I think he beat Aaron McNair. But going back to that, if Nick Foles outshoots him by maybe a touchdown and a miracle play, then it'll just be like Eli Manning. And I don't think people hold that much against Tom Brady for this Eli Manning. The one time it was bad when Michael Strahan predicted the score, but they wouldn't score that much. That was rough because that was a record-setting year for the Brady and the bunch. But
07.
yeah, that was rough. But other than that, I don't think it would be that bad.
By the way, our fact checker just said that Kurt Warner does have a ring. He beat. I'm lying. We don't have a fact checker. We're broke. I just googled it while Daniel was talking. But yeah, he did beat McNair. Kurt Warner has a ring.
Yeah, I feel bad about that, but hey, he earned it.
Let's go to the NFC now. Vikings, Eagles. Wow.
Yeah, Doug Peterson, great job, man. I mean, think about it. If you want a story to try to validate Coach of the Year or try to run for Coach of the Year this late in the game, this would be perfect. You have a great young quarterback. He gets injured, but you continue to win in the playoffs. Then you decide, I'm going to do what Nick Foles does best, RPOs, run pass option. And you just have this man letting it rip down the field on the best defense in the league.
Yeah, by the way, if you're Trey Wayne, if you're Sendejo, I don't know if you. Oh, yeah, not Sendejo. If you're
Didn't
Trey
you call
Wayne,
them out last week?
I did. I thought they were great. If you're Trey Wayne, if you're Xavier Rhodes, you play way better quarterbacks throughout the season, and you allowed the most yards and the most points to come from a Nick Foles-led Eagles offense. And if you're those defensive backs, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to get in the car, and I want you just to keep driving. And keep driving. And I don't know where you're going to end up at. Don't, turn the wheel for a tree. Don't turn the wheel for a lake. Don't turn. Keep driving till you run out of gas. If you end up in a lake, that's your problem. If you hit a tree. But you need to get as far away from possible from the Minnesota Stadium because you embarrassed yourself in the most important game of your career.
Yeah, that was the biggest letdown for the fans. Those fans are pretty great.
Yeah.
They were excited. And
We're
you
coming.
think about Super Bowl in your hometown.
Super Bowl in the whole time and you blow it.
You blow it
Like
to
Jesus
Nick Foles'
Christ.
led team.
And if you're Case Keenum, wow. Talking about a stagnated offense. I mean, I called you a baller last week. You let me down, Case Keenum.
Yeah, I was.
I hope you know that you suck. You're not a baller. You suck, Case Keenum.
That is rough. Manufacturing is only 7 points.
I mean, wow. And you came down, you opened the game, and just drove on the Eagles' defense.
It looked like the last game. It looked like okay, he's really about this action.
Thank God Teddy Bridgewater's coming back.
You're taking Teddy Bridgewater over Case Keenum?
To be honest, the Vikings are in a really good situation right now. They have 3 quarterbacks who can start.
Who are good, can be starters on the
Yeah,
team.
they can be Alex Smiths.
One thing we do agree on is that Sam Bradford will be leaving the Minnesota Vikings this coming
Yeah, I was going to ask you, let's play start, bench, and trade.
Well, I don't know who you trade Sam Bradford to, but
There's a lot of teams that will take Sam Bradford.
I have another thing about the AFC. Do you, after this, coming up, do you keep Blake Bortles? But going back to the Vikings,
definitely take Blake Bortles. I mean, you definitely keep Blake Bortles.
I would start.
Allen Robinson is coming back too.
Do you start Case?
I think you start Bridgewater, you bench Keenum, you trade Bradford.
Many reports say Mike Zimmer likes Teddy Bridgewater because he's intelligent. So,
see, I love Teddy Bridgewater because he breaks the whole stereotype about black QB just being athletes. Bridgewater on quarterback standards is not an athlete.
Yeah.
He is a slow, boring quarterback who doesn't make mistakes but knows the game. And that's why I love Bridgewater.
See, here's the thing. If he threw the ball...
He's a poor man's Brady. Boom, I said it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. See, people Brady's not a great athlete. We all know that. Ran a 5, maybe less than
Was it
that.
like a 5.4
Something
or
like
something
that.
like that? Like I ran a faster 40 time.
But he can throw the ball. I haven't seen anything from Teddy Bridgewater arm wise. It's like, oh, whoa, what was that?
Teddy Bridgewater can throw the ball and he can read defenses.
I saw Teddy Bridgewater at one time try to throw a left-handed pass, and he's right-handed quarterback
because he was in a position to make that play,
and it was picked off. If your greatest attribute is IQ,
he's still
and
young.
You decided to throw a left-handed pass,
he's
man.
young and gunning.
No, he's not gunning anywhere, John. He's young and jogging.
He's young and smart. But we're agreeing that Sam Bradford needs to go.
Yeah, Sam Bradford has to go. Sam Bradford, he's a disappointment.
Let me ask you another question. So do you think the window is closing? Even though it just opened, do you think the window's closing for the Vikings? Do you see the Vikings becoming Seattle? Seattle with that they just collapsed.
I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to end all this Viking talk next year. I think.
Whoa, that's a bold prediction.
I think he's going to come back, and I'm sorry.
I think the Packers are done.
You think they're done?
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a lot of great statistical seasons, but I think his chances of winning the Super Bowls is done.
I don't think he's. I didn't say that. I don't think he's going to go to the Super Bowl, but I don't think the Vikings will win the division.
I'm still taking the Vikings for the division because you have Anthony Barr.
You said this last week.
You have just listen. You have David Cook coming back. Dalvin Cook, my bad, from FSU. You have a dual threat running back. McKinnon will only get better. Those defensive backs will only get better. You have a better quarterback. You have a better running back. If they patch those spots in the O-line, you have Stephon Diggs and Thielen at wide receiver. You have Rudolph at tight end.
I wanna believe that.
The Vikings. I mean, I heard the only reason why I asked you the Vikings window closed because some dummy at ESPN, because all they talk about is LeBron and just want to ride LeBron all night. I'm going to open it and they just decide, by the way, the Vikings window closed. No, the Vikings window is wide open. I'm talking about somebody broken into your window, steal your radio in the hood, wide open.
No. The man said that they are they're at Philly again.
I feel like they can beat Philly because they have Teddy Bridgewater.
Green Bay, which they always will be.
And they will probably split the season with Green Bay. They'll probably win their home game. Green Bay will probably win theirs.
I don't think. Look, Teddy Bridgewater, I know he's a high IQ, and maybe he can outthink Mike McCarthy because that defense is atrocious in Green Bay. But they don't win against Aaron Rodgers.
If Rodgers is so great, why does he not have a Super Bowl ring?
No.
Or why does he only have one Super Bowl ring?
All I know is that they just beat their division, people in their division. That's all they do.
And I feel like the Vikings are changing things. I think the NFC North will be highly competitive next year.
So you think Teddy Bridgewater's the answer?
I think he is. I think the Lions are going to be better next year. I think the Packers are going to be. I think they're going to be pretty decent with Aaron Rodgers behind their wheel.
Close to your heart, John. What is the answer for Seattle?
I don't know what Seattle can do anymore. I mean, when you start having your star cornerback, this year they're flanked by injuries. I feel like if Sherman and Cam Chancellor and the other guy didn't get hurt, they'll still. I'm sorry for not remembering your name. You're just not important enough. The D lineman, if they didn't get hurt, they're in the playoffs. If they don't make a couple more dumb plays, they're in the playoff. If they would have beat the Falcons, they would have made it to the playoffs. And it's just like time after again, Seattle shoots itself in the foot.
Big NFC question. You called him Matty Ice. Does he still deserve the nickname?
The thing is, I don't know. Matty Ice put the ball where it needed to be put. Julio Jones did not turn it into points. He drove down, he put the ball, but that's neither here nor there.
Play for wins and losses, and
you do.
He lost to a Nick Foles-led team.
I don't know. Maybe Nick Foles is just the answer to everybody.
Maybe, but we called him Matty. You called him Matty Ice.
I did. By the way, we're breaking down the NFC, AFC Super Bowl next week. So this week we're just talking about the more media center stuff. We're going to go into the nitty gritty, give us some more time to look at the stats. You never know who's going to get hurt in the week leading up to the Super Bowl.
Stitches.
Yeah, stitches. Even though I don't think that's a real thing. So we don't want to push the cart too forward and somebody gets hurt. So that's why we're not breaking down the Super Bowl. But next week, 20 minutes straight Super Bowl talk. Nothing else. Talking about other sports, the NBA. It's a lot going in that West. The Eastern Conference is Eastern Conference, but that
Yes.
Western Conference is.
One thing I do have to say about Eastern Conference, and I'll stop after this. Everybody brings up all this hoopla about LeBron and where no, okay, we all know what's going to happen.
LeBron is going to run the East.
Look, January has never been kind to LeBron. Okay, this happens
The last,
every
8
all the
seasons?
time. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Oh, I don't have to do it.
Not January, March. I'm talking about basketball now. You said January.
No. In January,
Oh, you meant that.
LeBron is not that great. He says it all the time. LeBron, I don't like January. But then next couple months,
Lead into
they're
playoff
blowing
season.
folk out in the playoffs.
I mean, the thing is, you have IT, who's a great player. You have LeBron James. You have Kevin Love. You have Jay Crowder. You have a returning Derrick Rose. He's not MVP Derrick Rose, but he's still Derrick Rose. You have Kyle Korver. You have Dwayne Wade. You have
They run 12
Channing
deep.
Frye. Yeah. You have Jeff Green.
So-
you have. I mean, all the names I listed, I'm just now naming Tristan Thompson. I mean, come on now.
So they'll be fine. Talking about that West, do you think that the Rockets
Are the best team in the league? Yes.
in the league?
I take Rockets over Golden State any day.
Ooh.
Let me tell you why. Because Chris Paul.
Mhm.
You thought I was going to say, actually, let me tell you why. Trevor Ariza. I feel like Trevor Ariza can hold any player in the league. Probably short of LeBron James. And I feel like you have James Harden and Chris Paul gunning it. Like what they shot out Golden State.
Let me ask
Who
you this question.
outshoots Golden State? Steph Curry and KD looked like some kids out there.
Here's the thing. Here's the key thing. Actually, it didn't look that bad. They were down 20, and then they came
They
back.
came back because James Harden and Chris Paul wanted to play with them.
Answer me this question. Will Klay Thompson go 3 for 11 again?
I think James Harden would outshoot him again.
Will Klay Thompson go 3 for 11 again?
I don't know.
If they're fine at all cylinders, they're having a great game. All three of them. And Draymond's doing his triple-double maybe thing he likes to do. Will they lose?
I think the Western Conference Finals, if they don't meet earlier, will be something crazy.
Do you
And
think the Thunder can sneak in there?
the Thunders, I think they're the 4th seed right now.
They crept back. It was looking
looking
very
rough.
very bleak in the beginning.
I still think the answer is to bench Melo.
They're figuring it out. They do need another bench player because their bench is atrocious. They don't even let their bench play.
This is my thing. Let Steven Adams, Russell Wilson, and Paul George, not Russell Westbrook, and Paul George gun it. Russell Westbrook will rack up a lot of shots. Steven Adams will get rebounds and play in the paint. Paul George will play off ball. And he will hit threes, and he will be a good Robin to Russell Westbrook.
Paul George is a great player. I think that we need to give him a little bit more credit for this because Paul George leads the league in steal per game.
I know Paul George is a good
steals,
player.
and I think he actually is the most. See, the problem, Russ's greatest strength is his greatest weakness. He doesn't know how to turn it down. He doesn't have a different speed.
Yeah.
He has 0 and 100. Paul George can go to 55 sometimes.
Did you hear about Russell Westbrook say, I'm not going to ask Paul George to stay. I'm not going to recruit him?
Yeah, that's cute. That's how KD left too.
And it's like,
You
oh,
act
are
like
you
that.
serious, Westbrook?
You act like that.
Do you want a ring or not?
Exactly.
You're going to be Allen Iverson. You're going to be the best ringless player to ever play.
If you think about it, everybody was upset about KD.
Oh, no, I would have left Westbrook, too.
Exactly. The way he treats his teammates, yes, he's a great player, but you can't deal with Westbrook.
He's the definition of a prima donna.
It's like we love him for that, and we hate him, and it's like his worst problem. He needs to learn how to calm down sometimes, think about it clearly, and don't get into his attitude.
Like, it's not personal. LeBron James is probably the greatest player to ever live. Definitely, we can agree he's the greatest player in the league. And he recruits players to stay. He recruits guys. I mean,
he wanted Kyrie to stay. He's not dumb. He wanted Kyrie to stay.
Kyrie just had an ego issue.
Here's the thing about it.
I mean, even though LeBron got Kyrie's ring.
They didn't have to trade Kyrie.
If you're having problems on the team, like same thing with Seattle, I want Seattle, you have to deal with Earl Thomas. If Earl Thomas is talking about your quarterback, if he's talking about Bobby Wagner, who's probably the second best player, arguably the best player on the team, arguably better than Russell Wilson, and Earl Thomas, it's too many damn Russells. And Earl Thomas is talking about that. He's talking about playing for another team. And then, like, one of your most important games from the season, I'm talking about the Cowboy game, you trade him.
But here's the thing. I think Kyrie. I think basketball players are more easily swayed. I think if they would have let Kyrie stay through training camp a little bit, maybe that LeBron might they could have like worked it out.
Nah.
But here's the thing. Russell Westbrook. I'm talking to Russell Westbrook. I know you're great. If you hear this, you need to recruit him to stay.
You need Paul George.
You need to take that man to steak dinners.
I mean, the West is like Justice League. They're super teams.
You're not winning any games with Carmelo.
Let me put it like this. Houston is the Justice League.
Okay.
Golden State is the Avengers.
All
right. Spurs are the Defenders. You guys are the Teen Titans.
Yeah, you all are like the
high disrespect.
You all are the ugly child that they don't let see company. So you need to keep him.
You need all.
Don't let him go to the Lakers, because if Paul George goes to the Lakers, hot take right here. If Paul George goes to the Lakers
and LeBron's
follows, going to the Lakers, and you're done. You're out in the cold forever.
I'm sorry. LeBron James running the 3, Paul George at the 2, Kyle Kuzma at the 4.
Yep.
If LeBron comes to the Lakers, my hot take, they're trading Lonzo. Because LeBron James does not come to a circus. He is not going to want to deal with LeVar Ball. And I'm sorry, if I'm Magic Johnson, if I can take the possibility that Lonzo will be great in 5-6 seasons, which probably won't happen, or LeBron James can give me a ring now and next year, I'm taking LeBron James.
They're not winning. They're not beating the Warriors with the Lakers. With the Lakers, unless LeBron cleans house.
If you get LeBron and Paul George,
they're not beating. With Randall as a supporting cast.
You have Brendan Ingram on the bench, who's a good player. You have Jordan Clarkson, who's a good player.
All right, you put them together with that bench. First of all, you know LeBron hates young players.
The thing is, if you give LeBron and Paul George are probably the best 2 and 3 combination in history.
And when LeBron comes, he's going to get rid of at least 4 of your young talent.
He's probably going to get rid of Lonzo. Lonzo's gone. If LeBron comes, Lonzo's
gone. Who else is gone? Larry Nance is going to be gone.
I don't think Larry Nance is going to be gone.
You can't keep all. That's a lot of money.
Randall might be gone.
Randall and Lonzo. That's 2.
I'm taking Lonzo and Randall. I think Nance will still be there. I feel like LeBron will recruit somebody.
Old.
Wouldn't it be nice to see D Wade in the number 3, suited up in the
there goes your problem right there.
Yeah, LeBron bringing over his friends.
LeBron brings D Wade.
We're not ESPN. We don't ride LeBron. More importantly, I'm talking about the Spurs.
Oh, man.
Your boy Kawhi Leonard.
Hey.
The best two-way player in the league.
I've become a true NBA fan. Wherever Kawhi goes, I'm going to. All right? Kawhi's pretty upset. Heard some reports. Kawhi's pretty upset the way they're managing his injury, the way he's supposed to come back. Sometimes he's in the lineup, sometimes he's not. And he kind of wants out. He's also upset because think about it. When you think about the Spurs, players say they want to win. But the way the Spurs play, nobody really wants to. That's hard work. People want to do it on their own way. And the only way you play on the Spurs is Greg Popovich. Now, that's a hard way to win.
Do you think Pop would trade him just because he has to leave? Like, that's a Pop thing to do. Pop would take it personal.
Look, here's the thing. New bold take. Wherever Kawhi goes and actually has some talent on it, like imagine if Kawhi goes maybe with Damian Lillard or in CJ McCollum.
That would be nasty. But imagine
that's a team.
Imagine if Dame Dollar, because there has been talks. Dame Dollar comes down to San Antonio.
That would be great.
And you have Damian Lillard running the 1, Danny Green at the 2, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, LaMarcus Aldridge at the 4,
Paul Gasol at the 5.
That's a super team on its own.
That is a super team.
Maybe the best team in the West.
But
I'm not a Golden State fan, by the way.
New thing that I did not know is that the Spurs are used to the Spurs organization being the family for the player, like Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Perfect soldier. His family is his agent. So his agent is his uncle. He considers that family. He doesn't care really about what the Spurs think about him because they're not. It's not right here.
Kawhi's agent is his uncle?
His middleman is legit blood. So whatever his uncle is telling him means more to him than what the organization is telling him. So that really factors in. So if his uncle's saying,
go somewhere,
we can go and get more money. You can become a star.
Get you in a bigger market. Imagine LeBron, Kawhi team up in LA. You can't tell me that's not a
that would be
that's
the
a
Warriors.
championship.
That would be the Warriors. That would be the ring for the next
You
3
can
to 4 years.
put Kawhi on anybody, he'll lock him up. You
Yeah,
have LeBron.
and then
Oh my
LeBron doesn't
God.
even have to play defense anymore.
Yeah, you can have anybody run. You can have LeBron James run a point guard and Kawhi run it too, and it will just be the nastiest combination. But with that nonsense, we're going to end it. This is your boy John,
This is Daniel.
and this is Hot Take with Jon and Daniel.